An interesting adage: the mediocre leader tells, the good leader, he explains, a superior leader, he demonstrates, but a great leader, he inspires. So, the question for many CEOs and their executive leadership team is, how do you create this inspirational messaging? And how do you scale this messaging so it gets to the far reaches of your company? And how do you make it sustainable so that it lasts the test of time? In the five dysfunctions of a team, Patrick Lencioni, he credits a friend who started a company from startup and grew it to over $1 billion of revenue, and said that if you can get everybody rowing in the same direction, any company can persevere in any industry, any market, against any competitor at any time. So the question is, how do you get everybody rowing in the same direction? As a quick experiment, let's say that I were to interview your executive leadership team and it has 6 members. And I were just to ask them very, very basic questions like, how does your company make money? What is your marketing strategy? What are some of the major issues you need to overcome to hit your 1 year plan? Are there any issues that you need to resolve to accomplish this plan? Do you think that I would get a united response, or do you think I get 6 different variations? For most companies, it's the latter. And so the question really is, how do you create this shared vision and effectively communicate it throughout the far reaches of your company? At a minimum, the team needs to be united in the response to these basic questions. And the top one is, what are your core values? And then feeding out of core values, what is your core focus? What is your 1 year, 3 year plan? What is your marketing strategy? What are your quarterly projects? What are the issues that need to be resolved? I always recommend starting with the most strategic of these issues, which is your core values, because they provide a vital and timeless principles that drives your company. In Jim Collins' book, Built to Last, he followed many companies across many decades of data and crunched it and came back. And these companies had experienced market fluctuations from good times to recessions and depressions. But he found the leading, most important success factor was the companies that determined their core values early in the company life cycle and then used that as they built the organizational structure. This becomes your company's North Star. This becomes, the core values become how you hire, reward, redeploy, and actually fire individuals. And so one of the questions I'm asked is, well, how do I go about creating these core values? And the answer is, usually it's kind of best to have between 3 and 7. It's also best for the executive team to put them together. This isn't something that the CEO puts together by himself over a weekend. Once you've put together the core values, let them age a little bit. Maybe give it a month, bring them back, and look and see if there's anything you want to tweak, or if you feel like they're perfect just the way they are. Once you're ready to bring the core values to your executive team, then at that time, build a story around each one of the values. So that way it makes it easy for the folks in your company to understand what it is that your true intent is from this value. Think of it like, hey, I want my story to include maybe 3 to 5 bullet points. So that way it really hones it together and provides that boundary structure. And just remember, it's not as important what your core values are. What's important is that you as a leadership team put them together, that you communicated them across your organization, that they are essentially a living document that you're using as you recruit and bring people into your company to essentially try to have everybody on the same bus. And then this is what, well, by surrounding yourself by these people, this is what's going to build your company so that it can grow. And this is one of the most important success factors for a company growing its revenues. Thank you.